The Republican Leadership Conference is on Mackinac Island. It is a big year for the party in preparation for next year's election, as our state will select a new governor. 24-hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin is live on the island with a look at the contests that both parties will be focused on. Rick.
Talked about next year's election will be big on many levels, many pivotal offices up for a vote. But as you say, that race for governor is really going to garner some attention. Already, big numbers of people, Republicans, Democrats, independents, third-party candidates. There are a lot of people already running, and the three Republicans getting the most attention here on the island were the front runner, the grassroots campaigner, and the one who hasn't announced yet. We don't know exactly how many of the 12.5 or more people who have filed the initial paperwork to run for governor will ultimately make the ballot, but the race is likely to be spirited. Attorney General Bill Schuette recently made it official, as he has called it the worst-kept secret in politics, that he's running for governor. Polling has consistently showed him ahead of any hypothetical field. He's made jobs a top priority and told me that despite the state's turnaround in unemployment, there are still fewer people employed than before the Great Recession, and he says that has to change.
I reject the notion that Michigan's future is our best days are behind us. No, our best days are directly in front of us. But we need to cop an attitude. I want the jobs to be in Michigan, not in Nashville or not in Texas. I want to make sure that Michigan is the job state.
Patrick Kolbeck is a term-limited state senator who champions the idea of grassroots involvement and smaller, more efficient government. He says that's how he runs his campaign, too. He says the involvement of his mostly volunteer campaign is key.
You have folks that are passionate about the candidate, and we've got very passionate people in support of us. They're enthusiastic. I don't think you'll see that type of enthusiasm for the other candidates. That makes a difference. That was a difference in this last presidential primary.
And equally active during this weekend's conference was a man widely expected to get into the race, but says there's no rush. Lieutenant Governor Brian Cowley says he wants to listen and try to bridge what he sees as a political divide that has separated many people into opposing groups that aren't even talking to each other.
The next state election really needs to focus on the people of the state of Michigan. And so in the face of this division and all this passion for and against, there needs to be somebody that is a part of reaching across that divide. Somebody has to be willing or have the courage to do that. I don't see anybody even attempting to reach across the political divide right now.
The island meeting of the GOP faithful is more or less the unofficial start of the election cycle for Republicans. And these three candidates and dozens more hope to use the event as a springboard to propel them to their party's nomination next August. Democrats, too, may end up with a spirited primary. Former Senator Gretchen Whitmer outpolls all the other Democrats who have announced, but two have raised considerable amounts of money or given money to their own campaigns. Abdul El Sayed and Shri Tanadar both have pretty sizable war chests, and that could become an interesting primary there, too. So between now and August, we'll watch the primaries, then get ready for the main event next November. Live on Mackinac Island, I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.
All right, on the porch of the always beautiful Grand Hotel there. Rick, thank you.